For more, we are joined by attorney Mark Reichel on this. Mark, it's always good to have you on. I want to get straight to something that Nancy mentioned right at the end there. California having something called a Slayer statute. Will Nick be able to use any of his parents' funds as he stands trial for their murder?
He can't inherit from victims, okay, first of all. So family members can do whatever they want. And I think that's where they're getting it. But as far as an estate, if there's a will that says this much goes to Nick, none of that can be used for anything for him.
The Slayer statute doesn't allow people who intentionally killed someone to inherit their money. But what happens if Nick is not found guilty of first-degree murder, but instead of a lesser charge? Would he still be able to get money from his parents' estate?
He would actually have to go all the way down to involuntary manslaughter, which is really the lowest level involving the killing of another person. So that would have to be something that's almost like accidental or death by misadventure. I'm not going to see that happen here, but it's possible. And if he does get that verdict, that's a super win for him, and he could inherit then at that point.
You know, Nick has been very open about his struggles with drugs for years. He said he's been in and out of rehab and addiction centers since he was 15 years old. He used drugs like meth and like heroin, and we know both of those drugs can change the brain chemistry. We know the National Institute of Drug Abuse saying that long-term use of meth, for example, can cause hallucinations or delusions. A long-term use of heroin can cause the brain's white matter to deteriorate, which could impact decision-making and behavior. Do you think any of this will factor heavily into the trial?
You better believe it. Additionally, he has a diagnosis of schizophrenia, and the antipsychotic drugs for schizophrenia, which sounds like we're just learning, okay, and by NewsNation as well, I just learned this from, that they just adjusted the medication just recently. So you do that and you have someone who's using methamphetamine, that's going to be front and center in this defense. Mr. Jackson won't admit it right now, but that's going to be front and center to say, look, it prevented him from having rational thought about what was going on. It's going to make him think he was being controlled, harmed, things like that. And so I think it's going to be front and center, what you just talked about.
You know, Nick has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, and with that, the prosecution needs to prove that he intended to kill his parents. And we're hearing those details about the night before the Reiners were found dead. People magazine citing sources who say they went to this party that was hosted by Conan O'Brien, that Nick got into this big public fight with his father. Sources saying that Nick was freaking people out. He was acting crazy. Do these accounts, will they be relevant to the trial in any way?
Oh, yeah. What you're really looking for is, a fight is one thing. These things happen. But anything about saying in the future, I'm going to get him, or that's the last time, or they'll never do that again, or I won't suffer this again. Anything like that, because for first-degree murder, there has to be some amount of planning involved. It's not just spontaneous. So that's what you're going to look for. But yeah, that's very relevant, obviously.
And it appears he's retained this very high-profile lawyer, Alan Jackson, who's represented the likes of Karen Reed and Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein. What do you anticipate? I know it's hard this far in advance, but where do you think their mind is going, the defense, in terms of how they're going to defend this man?
I think it's going to be a mental health defense. I think actually probably the biggest thing on their side is the delay, so that this dies down, something else grabs public attention, and to move this case out as far as possible to get him stabilized mentally, and then to have the best experts in the nation come in and explain that when you're on drugs, when you're schizophrenic, when they've changed your medication, and you're dealing with all those forces and effects, that it changes what you perceive as reality.
Does he walk away scot-free, Mark, if it is shown that he was not in his right mind?
No, if it's not guilty by reason of insanity, no, you go to mental institutions until it's determined that you're safe to be released. If he gets it all the way down to involuntary manslaughter, almost to the point where it was an accident, I don't see that happening here. But then he walks scot-free after about 4 to 7 years in prison.
All right, Mark Reichel, always appreciate the context, the analysis, the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.